For the introduction, cultural heritage tourism is important because it not only supports the tourism industry and local economy, but also helps preserve history, traditions, and cultural identity for future generations. Our study focused on Georgetown Penang, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that is famous for its multicultural heritage, historic buildings, traditional festivals, street art, and unique local culture. These distinctive attractions make Georgetown an ideal destination to study tourist experience and behavior. Therefore, this research aims to examine how memorable tourism experience influence cultural heritage tourism behavior while exploring the mediating roles of destination brand love and tourism engagement. Next is about the research problems. The first problem is, to what extent does destination brand love influence cultural heritage tourist loyalty in Georgetown Penang? And the second problem is, to what extent does tourist engagement influence cultural heritage tourist loyalty in Georgetown Penang? Next, we move on to the research gaps. The first one, which is previous studies, mainly investigate the proposed model in Bali and other heritage destinations, while its application in Georgetown Penang, a multicultural UNESCO World Heritage Site, remains underexplored. And the second one is the mediating roles of destination brand love and tourist engagement between memorable tourist experience and cultural heritage tourist behavior have received limited empirical attention in the Malaysian cultural heritage tourism context. For the objectives, which is research objective 1, to understand destination brand love, tourist engagement, and cultural heritage tourist behavior in Georgetown Penang. And for the research objective number 2, to investigate destination brand love, tourist engagement, and cultural heritage tourist behavior in Georgetown Penang. Next is about our research framework. So for the independent variable, we have 2, which is destination brand love and tourist engagement. Meanwhile, for the dependent variable, we have tourist loyalty. And then for the study variables, we have memorable tourism experience, MTE, a tourism experience that is positively remembered after the visit, creating meaningful and lasting memories for tourists. The second one is destination brand love, DBL, the emotion, attachment, and affection tourists develop toward a destination after experiencing it. Thirdly, tourist engagement, TE, the level of tourist cognitive, emotional, and behavioral involvement with a destination. And lastly, cultural heritage tourist loyalty, TL, the willingness of tourists to revisit and recommend a cultural heritage destination. Next is about research hypothesis. Research hypothesis 1 is about the relationship between memorable tourist experience and this destination brand love, which is memorable tourism experience. MTE refers to a tourism experience that is positively remembered after the visit. When tourists enjoy meaningful cultural experience, they are more likely to develop positive emotions and emotional attachment toward the destination. Research hypothesis 2 is about the relationship between memorable tourist experience and tourist engagement. Tourist engagement refers to tourist cognitive, emotional, and behavioral involvement with a destination. And then, research 3 is about the relationship between destination brand love and tourist engagement. Destination brand love refers to the emotional attachment developed toward a destination. When tourists feel emotionally connected, they are more likely to revisit and recommend the destination. Research hypothesis 4 is about the relationship between destination brand love and tourist loyalty, which is tourist engagement reflect tourist active participation and interaction with the destination. Research hypothesis 5 is about the relationship between tourist engagement and tourist loyalty. Destination brand love acts as an emotional bridge between memorable experience and tourist loyalty. And lastly, for research hypothesis 6, the serial mediation pathway MTE, DBL, TE, and TL. Tourist engagement explains how memorable tourist experience encourage loyal tourist behavior.
Now, I will explain the research methodology used in this study. This research adopts a positivist, quantitative, and cross-sectional survey design. This means the study collects numerical data from respondents at one point in the time to examine the relationship between the study variables. The study was conducted in Georgetown, Penang, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The selected locations include Fort Cornwallis, Koo Kong Si, and Amarnian Street. The target population consists of domestic and international tourists aged 80 years and above who have completed their visit to heritage site before answering the questionnaire. For sampling, this study used non-probability purposive sampling. Respondents were selected from the 3 heritage attractions and were distributed almost equally across this location. Only tourists who were at least 80 years old had completed their visit and agreed to participate voluntarily were included in the study. Before the actual survey, a pilot test with around 30 respondents was conducted to ensure the reliability of the questionnaire. The questionnaire is self-administered and takes approximately 10 to 50 minutes to complete. It is available in both English and Bahasa Malaysia using a 5 to 7 point Likert scale. The inclusion criteria are very straightforward. First, respondents must be 80 years old or above. Second, they must participate voluntarily and provide informed consent. Finally, they must have visited at least one cultural heritage site in Georgetown and complete their visit before answering the survey. These criteria help ensure that only relevant respondents are included in the research. Next is the data analysis. First, descriptive analysis will be used to describe the respondent demographic profile and calculate the mean and standard deviation for each study variable. Second, diagnostic tests will be conducted to ensure the data meets the assumptions required for regression analysis. Third, multiple regression analysis will be used to examine how destination brand love and tourist engagement influence tourist loyalty. Finally, the hypothesis will be tested using the F statistic and R required value, beta coefficient, T value, and P value to determine whether the proposed relationships are significant. This study also provides several theoretical contributions. It extends the theory of destination brand love to a multicultural UNESCO heritage destination, which has received limited attention in previous study. It also strengthens the understanding of tourist engagement by examining its cognitive, emotional, and behavioral dimensions. In addition, this study provides a useful references for future research and cultural heritage tourism in Southeast Asia. From a practical perspective, the finding can help destination managers create more meaningful storytelling experience at heritage attraction. The study also supports the development of loyalty programs that encourage tourists to revisit and recommend Georgetown to others. Furthermore, the finding can assist tourism stakeholders in balancing tourism growth with heritage conservation to ensure sustainability tourism development. In conclusion, this study fills an important research gap by examining the roles of destination brand love and tourist engagement in influencing tourist loyalty within Georgetown cultural heritage tourism. The findings are expected to contribute to both academic knowledge and tourism practice by providing value insight for destination managers, tour operators, and policymakers. Ultimately, this research aimed to strengthen visitor loyalty while supporting the long-term sustainability and competitiveness of Georgetown as a cultural heritage destination.